friends, we are back with the ice cream quilt for Project Linus. And I wanted to acknowledge the basting ogres for getting this quilt basted. Aren't they absolutely cute? You know, I really didn't feel like being overly creative figuring out how to quilt this one because I've still got a lot going on with the Good News Project. So I'm going to just follow the suggestions that were laid out in the pattern that was in a Quiltmaker magazine, and the link is in the description below. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we are just going to quilt around each of the individual ice cream cones. I think the best place to start might be right here. Go here and then around and through the cone. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm only going to show you doing one because otherwise you'll get extremely bored. So I'll show you doing one, and then after that I will come back when it's time to do more. Okay, all of the ice creams are quilted around, and next we're going to work on your basic vertical and horizontal in the dip stitching. So we're just going to go right through here on each one. So do you really want to see that? Well, I'll show you one. I'll do one right here going down, and then you'll know what the rest look like. Okay, vertical are done, horizontal are done. Now it's time for a slightly wonky crosshatch. Now, normally in a crosshatch, you would just have, you know, the constant thing going. But on this, the crosshatch is going to actually be mostly in the colored parts, and then it's not going to interfere with this part. It's actually going to come from about the center to here. So it's only going to touch a little bit on the actual ice cream blocks. So it's going to be a little different. Clearly, I'm going to need to mark this one. So I've got, for some of the lighter areas, I've got the yellow chalk. For some of the more colorful areas, I've got a pale washable marker. So we'll see how it goes. I'll be back when it's all marked. Okay, that was interesting getting that marked. I hope that I have all the markings that I need to get the job done. Obviously, as I go about quilting, I will soon discover if I have not done something or done it correctly. Either way, it's fine. I'll make it work. Okay, so I think I'm going to start with the simpler quilting. That is just this and this and then save the slightly more complicated parts for second. So I'm going to get going on that, and I'll let you watch me for a little bit, and then just in case you start falling asleep, I will stop recording, and then I will get back to you before I start this next part. Okay, the first part of the crosshatch is completed. Now it's time to get to the maybe tricky part. I don't know. I think I'm going to start here and go here and then come down and see if I can do any more pivoting, because that would make it considerably easier. We'll see how it goes. Okay, now it's time to work on the border. First, I think I'm just going to do your basic in the ditch right here along the edges. And then for the actual border part, I have marked little dots that I'm going to go from dot to dot to dot quilting, but just to give it a slight zigzag all along the edges. So I'm going to do that. I'll show you a little bit of each part. Then after that, I'm going to get this trimmed so we can start working on the binding. And here we go. Okay, we are back, and I did the in the ditch stitching on the border, and then I did kind of a loose lengthy zigzag. So I'm happy about that. We've got it all trimmed, and now it is time to focus on doing the binding, which for the binding, because of the way that the stripes were when I pieced them together, which can I find where I pieced it? Okay, here we go. Normally, I would piece them together like this so that the seam was at a diagonal. But because of the way that the stripes were for this one, I just went ahead and pieced them together like this. So whatever works for you when you're doing something with the stripes, you know, it doesn't really matter, just whatever makes you feel comfortable. I don't think that it really affects anything one way or the other except for the visual. I've done it both ways numerous times, and it's not an issue. Okay, so because this is for Project Linus, I'm going to machine sew the binding both on the back and the front because I think it makes it sturdier for them. Also, I'll get it done faster so that it can go to a kid sooner. Okay, so on the back first, and then I will focus on getting it finished. And then after that, we get to wash it, and then the final reveal. Okay, let's get working on getting this on the back first. we have the binding sewn onto the back, and we use the iron to press it forward, and we've got it all clipped to the front. Now I just need to sew it on. I'm going to sew it right really close to that edge, and then we will be done with all the sewing part of it. Then we're just going to have to wash it. So here we go. And now, here's the reveal. Thanks for joining me, and until next time, I hope you're cozy in your jammies.